Hey YouTube, Captain Mark here from Kings Landing Sport Fishing. It is Saturday, May 24th. Just got home. I was out on the water this morning. I normally don't do charters this early in the season. However, a good friend of mine, bit of a jam, without a boat and had a charter booked. So asked me if I'd take it and do the charter with him as he had customers coming from Montreal this morning. Wanted to fish today and wanted to fish tomorrow out of the GTA area, as they've got some plans to go see some friends and hang out in the city, but also wanted to get 2 mornings of fishing in. So we set up and left the dock around 5:15 a.m. this morning. Didn't know what to expect. We've had 2 to 3 days of pretty strong east winds. I was out last week doing a little bit of fun fishing and noticed that there was a lot of bait, a lot of fish in that bait, but it was like the all-you-can-eat buffet. And with that, last weekend when I was out, it made it really, really tough. Last weekend we got a few cohos, but we just could not get those fish that I think are kings to go down deep. What I found very interesting, many of you know that I run a lot of Garmin electronics on my boat. I have a B60 50 hertz transducer that I use for my 2D, but then I've got the new LVS 62 live scope for my live sonar. And what I noticed last weekend was we were marking fish on the big wide cone 2D, but they were not really coming into the live scope, which that tells me that those fish, unfortunately, they were not active fish. These fish had been obviously coming either up or down to feed on the bait. Most of the bait was actually down deep, so coming down, feeding on the bait, coming back up, and just call it chilling. And they were not active fish, as I was not seeing them on the active sonar, only on the 2D. So we left the dock this morning, 5:15. Unknown what was going to actually happen or what the fishing was going to be like. Because of that reason, I made a decision. We're going to run a 9-rod spread this morning, and I was going to run 5 rods, up pretty high. I'm going to run 4 long lines. My long lines were a 100 weighted steel, a 150 of the new 30-pound weighted steel, a 7 color, and a... oh my gosh, I'm forgetting now. A 250 weighted steel, that's it. The weighted steels that were the 100 and the 150 made the decision to run small flashers like these guys right here. These are the Project Salmon 6-inch flashers that we released this year, the orange ones. Ran these with small peanut flies. This is a small green peanut fly. I think they're about 2.5 inches. Typically, I run these with a leader of 13 to 15 inches. So made a decision to run the up high, 2 of the up high rods, so the 100 and 150, they had these on. The 7 color had a shoehorn hot banana on it, and the 250 weighted steel had a magnum size bloody nose spoon. When it came to the divers, I was running Chinook divers this morning, running a size 3 Chinook diver with a mixed veggie spoon, and then running the new size 6 Chinook diver, which is I call it their big Magnum, running that with an 8-inch paddle and like an MC Rocket with a Twinkie rig. On the riggers, the high rigger decided to run that with a spoon and a slider, and then we had one rigger that was anywhere from 150 down to 200 down with a big Project Salmon 13-inch fish paddle with a Twinkie rig and meat strip. And then the other rigger, because I run 3 riggers, the other rigger we were running a Project Salmon mixed veggies hot fish flasher with a clean meat rig with a glow bait head. So how did we do? Well, we went 10 for 11 today on cohos. If it wasn't for these flashers right here with small Twinkie flies like this, we would have not had 10 of the bites. It was our up high program did the damage. We took 1 fish on that 150 weighted steel with the not 150, the 250 weighted steel with the bloody nose spoon Magnum, and that was what she wrote. We could not get a king bite. Now you're gonna notice I'm gonna put the splash page of this video. I'm gonna put a picture of what the sonar looked like. There was bait and hooks everywhere at the bottom of the lake on the drop. We were seeing at some point, we were seeing bait that was 50 to 80 feet in depth at the bottom. We had moments where we had the majority of the time where the entire screen was filled with bait. And you see kings above it. Sometimes you see kings in it, but these kings were not active. Because the same thing as last week was happening this week. We were not seeing active fish on the live sonar. We're only seeing, I call it the chilling fish on the 2D sonar. That was the really interesting observation. Tried running slow, speeds of 1.7, 1.8. Tried running fast, speeds of 2.3, 2.4. Had my autopilot doing the zigzagging at some points. I could not get these fish to go. The odd time we would see a fish come into the spread, look at the rigs, I'd bring the rig down, I'd bring the rig up. Typically, tricks I use to entice a bite, no dice. They just did not want to go. So long story short, are there fish at bluffers? Yes, there's fish at bluffers. There's a lot of cohos if you're fishing up high. If I was you, if you want to fish those cohos, you need flashers like these little 6-inch guys. You need some small flies. If you don't have some small flies, if you've got some full-size flies, take them, cut them about 2.5 inches, use them. One of the rigs, that's exactly what it is. It's an old fly I had from years ago. I cut it down. Actually, both of them were old flies from a few years ago. I cut it down and put them with a single treble, a couple bleeds, 13 to 15 inches behind these 6-inch orange flashers. Money, money, money. At one point we broke one of the flies taking the fish off in the net. So I put one of these. These are like a little Twinkie fly. I put one of these out. Next thing you know, it takes a fish also. So green flies behind these orange flashers. If you want coho, now is the best time probably to get these coho up high. Like I said, I was getting them on a 100 weighted steel, standard weighted steel, which goes down about 20, 22 feet. And then the new, I call it the micro weighted steel, but I think they call it the 30-pound weighted steel. I'm not sure it's available for sale yet. I had that on a 150. Those were great. If you don't have weighted steel, those are the equivalent of a 4 and a 5 color lead core. So that's what I would say to you. The Chinook diver that I had had on the Smart Troll, 25 feet down, mixed veggie spoon, normally a great coho spoon, could not take a bite on it today. They wanted these flasher fly combinations. But anyways, that is the report for today. And where I fished today, we left the marina, made a right, and we trolled all the way to the drop, all the way to the stacks, spun around, trolled all the way back. And like I said, we picked up these cohos most of the time. We did have about an hour and a half lull, maybe an hour and a half lull in the middle of the trip. But the morning bite was really good. Then we had the lull. Then we picked up a few more as we were getting close to the marina to go in. Definitely fish around. We're set to go tomorrow. The weather's looking good. Hopefully it stays that way. I did say to the guys, like, hey, I'm more than happy to take you on the same trip today, but we can try something different tomorrow. So I haven't made the decision yet if it's, do we turn left out of the marina tomorrow and fish that water between the marina and the nuclear plant. So I'm talking Highland Creek, Duffins Creek, that area. Or there's the option to possibly even go out deeper and, set up at 100 feet and troll out to 350 and see what it's like out there. I'm leaning probably more to going to Pickering if we decide to make a difference. Reason I say that is if for some reason I don't like the screen, I can flip around and get it back to the water where the fish are if need be. But that's my report for today. Hope you find it of value. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget please click the like button of this video. And please subscribe to the channel if you want. I do updates like this all the time. Anyways, that's the report. Good luck. Get on the water, folks, and be safe. Talk to you later.